Welcome to Cult Macabre, a phantasmagoric guide to pop culture's dark side. I'm Richie.
And I'm Lee.
And today we are bringing you weird, eerie, odd, kooky headlines from around the world in our second installment of Worldwide Weird. There are all types of news articles around the world, and they're only weird because they're not what we would typically see, in our daily headlines.
That's like the definition of weird, though, isn't it? Something you wouldn't typically.
Right, but I think some people, they look at the word weird and they want, UFOs or,
alien babies and Bigfoot and all of... Well, we'll get there. We'll have our episodes, but, This is real worldwide shit that happens that is just strange, funny, inexplicable, out there, whatever the fuck. And I will say that this is some of the most fun I have researching stuff for our episodes. I love sitting on the couch with you and being like, listen to this shit.
That's just daily, though. I'll just look over and you're just like, hey, look at this stupid shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's pretty accurate.
I think this could go on the podcast. All right, cool.
That's how I look at consuming a lot of our media together at this point. Just automatically. I'm just like,
we should talk about this.
Let's bookmark that for later.
Cool. Do you want to kick us off with something? Or?
Absolutely. So I knew as soon as I read the title for this one that this was going to be what I was going to go over. My very first one, sourced from odditycentral.com, is titled, Man Faces 10 Years in Prison for Trying to Collect All of the Elements in the Periodic Table.
Is he fucking infinity gauntleting the shit? What is he, Thanos? What the fuck?
As a person who, when I start a collection, I have that insatiable urge to finish it. No matter what, I feel this. Let me just preface this with saying that. But I'm going to dive into the article here and we'll get a little bit more information. So technically, this occurred in August of 2023, but it's just now coming around where this man is starting to actually get the repercussions of his actions, unfortunately. So an Australian man is accused of breaking his country's nuclear non-proliferation laws for ordering a sample of plutonium online in a bid to collect all of the elements in the periodic table. He did not order this to travel back in time, but, just for collective purposes. This, in August of 2023, 24-year-old Emmanuel Liddon was arrested at his parents' house in Sydney, Australia, during a major operation that involved Australian Border Force officials, firefighters, police, and paramedics. He pleaded guilty to breaching nuclear non-proliferation laws by shipping plutonium into the country, a charge that carries a prison sentence of up to 10 years. But his lawyer is arguing that Liddon is not some maniac or mad scientist with a nefarious agenda, but rather a science nerd who had made it his goal to collect all of the elements in the periodic table, even the radioactive ones. I don't know if that's dedication to the next level. I'm not doing anything wrong with this. I'm just collecting it. I'm not using it for anything. So I'm just gonna get some.
What happens if that dude collects something that is triggered into an explosive by a fart or something?
That's probably what part of the worry is, that this man is going to get his hands on something and not know how to properly handle it. Or given the size of a collection, the size of the periodic table of elements, it's probably a lot of chemicals.
It's quite literally a Christmas Story. What's fragile mean? And just blows the fucking block up completely.
Yep, and that's it. So he, quote, did not import or possess these items with any sinister intent. These were offenses committed out of pure naivety, is what his lawyer is arguing. It was a manifestation of self-soothing retreating into collection. It could have been anything, but in this case, he latched onto the collection of the periodic table. Now, as someone on the spectrum of autism, I get it. I really do. I understand with a disgusting number of Pokemon cards that I own, not to mention other random archaic objects that I'm just you know what? These all belong to me and I will have all of them.
I love that you just used, there's just a disgusting number of Pokemon cards. Because most people that collect Pokemon cards would be like, that's not enough Pokemon cards.
It's gross for me at least, because I don't even go for the really crazy awesome rare pulls. I'm just if I like this art, I have to have it.
Yeah.
Even if they have 10 different versions of this Pikachu napping on a log, I will have all 10 versions of this Pikachu napping on a log.
It's a hell of a nap.
So to go a little further into this, he is apparently an avid collector who owns a, quote, impressive number of stamps, banknotes, and coins as well.
Okay, so you jump from that to...
Periodic table of elements.
He's like, dude, you know what? Somebody's talking to him. He's like, I've just gotten so goddamn sick of collecting these 50-cent pieces. I need some fucking plutonium. I just need some fucking plutonium and fool's gold in my life. Like, just...
This nerd with his stamps, banknotes, and coins was like, what could I collect that's actually cool?
It's not cool if I can't blow something up with it, it's not cool.
So the prosecutors disagree that he is just a misguided, harmless collector. They claim that seeking illegal materials like plutonium created a market that might otherwise not have existed in Australia, so this man is clearly contributing to the problem. According to court documents, the 24-year-old man ordered the tiny plutonium sample from a U.S.-based science website and had it delivered to his parents' home. His lawyer claims that the package had his name and address on the box, which suggests that he had no intention of using the material to do any harm. Authorities knew exactly what was in the box and who it had been ordered by. But instead of seizing the package and asking the man for an explanation, they allowed the plutonium to be shipped to the address on the box and then organized a major operation to have his client arrested. What were they thinking?
I don't know, but I'm thinking about this guy.
This guy.
He fucking clicks order and he gets the shipping confirmation. And he becomes that Snow White meme where package. Yeah, face smashed against the fucking window. Package.
Plutonium package.
I can't get over this. Like, how do you fucking get plutonium?
Okay, so
how do you order plutonium?
I have multiple things I want to say about this. So first of all, radioactive items exist like all across the world, and the most mundane things that you would like pocket watches and like porcelain and like all sorts of random shit. This dude went for straight plutonium. The government knew that he had ordered the plutonium from the US and were like, you know what? That's going to fly or sail or be shipped or driven or whatever all the way across the world. And we're going to let that happen despite what dangers could present themselves. Any number of like chemical reactions or exposure or anything could have happened. And they're just like, nah, this bitch with his fucking banknotes and coins and stamps, this man's a true criminal and we're going to catch him in this act. We are taking Mr. Liddon down. This poor 24-year-old. I feel so sorry for this boy. I really do. They go on to say that, quote, the level of response was a massive overreaction given what the investigative authority already knew. Rather than give him an opportunity to return the items, the kitchen sink was thrown at him along with the utensils inside. Since being charged, and he was charged for bringing the plutonium into Australia, Emmanuel Liddon has been fired from his job as a trainee train conductor. This banknote coin collecting train conductor 24-year-old lost his fucking job and is currently earning a living flipping burgers at a fast food restaurant. But things could get even worse for him, as the charges against him carry a maximum sentence of 10 years behind bars. His sentence is due on April 11th in a handful of days.
Dude. You said train conductor, and the first thought I had was Sir Topham Hat.
Oh, no. They do make sure to mention that it is a, like, sample size, right? I wonder what
constitutes
means.
a sample.
Yeah, like, are we talking, like, a droplet? I don't know whatever form it comes in. I'm thinking, like, fucking 2 microscope slabs pressed together with a little droplet of something between it. That's what I think when I think sample.
Like a plankton-sized sample.
Now, my follow-up question is, with what they would consider a sample size of the chemical, what mischief do they think he could have gotten up to with it in the first place?
I don't know, but it's fucking hysterical.
But yes, that I read that and I was just, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what the fuck is this? Also, I want to know how far into the collection he got before he got to that point. Like, how many other elements does he have? And does this man have other elements that he's not supposed to have?
Was it like Avengers Infinity War when he only got like 4 and he kind of got fucked? He had to fuck off and then he had to come back for the other 2. It's like he only get about, I don't know, 75% of his elements and he got fucked off to, court and possibly jail.
This dude just thought he was setting up the coolest fucking science class exhibition ever. And
no.
Psych. What have you got for me this week?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and get the scary shit out of the way first.
Scary?
It is scary. Just right. Wait till I tell you. Because I've got other stuff, but this one it can happen. Because I'm pretty sure it has happened. I mean, we've watched stuff on YouTube showing stuff like this happening pretty regularly.
Oh, no.
From the LAD Bible as of April 4th, 2025, most disturbing website on the internet might be watching you inside of your home.
I have nightmares about shit like this. All right, let's hear it.
People could virtually be watching you in your living room. One of the most chilling websites on the internet could have eyes on you right now, and you'd have no idea. We all know how scary the dark web can be with all sorts of disturbing content, malware, and graphic media just a click or 2 away. While accessing the dark web for criminal activities is a job for those with a particular set of skills, maybe Liam Neeson with a particular set of skills. This is not what you would call a hidden site. This site actually is as easily accessible as Facebook or Twitter, which that should frighten the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so it might even be featuring your house on the site without you ever knowing.
Featuring the whole house?
It's the digital equivalent of breaking into someone's home, but you're not actually breaking any laws, and the website is called Instacam.
Okay.
It's aimed at people that have cameras in their houses, like the Ring cameras and shit, people that involve like indoor security throughout their homes. Like people hack that shit all the time, but this website is broadcasting live feeds of this stuff. The website went viral in 2018 when a mom stumbled upon the videos when looking at satellite images of Earth for their next holiday.
Just that casually.
Yeah, she went to Facebook to tell people, and everybody realized that the website was advertised as a way to monitor public security cameras in parking lots and streets and cars.
Not so public places too, apparently.
Yeah, well, it turns out that private cameras were also able to be accessed with this stuff, meaning home cameras could have random viewers behind it, and there's a YouTuber named Visual Venture that explained there was one reason behind it, and that is that if you're the owner of a home camera and got caught off guard by this, you just need to change your password. Basically, the only reason that these cameras are accessible is because the users don't change the passwords after setting them up, and some of these passwords are just dummy passwords that are linked to multiple cameras.
See, that doesn't surprise me. Shit like that happens all the time with all sorts of stuff. I personally do not use cameras in my home for almost that exact reason. Though.
Yeah, no, not me. Never.
The paranoia level for me on that is just way too big. It makes me so uncomfortable. I don't even like leaving my laptop open, you know what I mean? But you and I watch so many of these scary ass YouTube videos that literally cover shit exactly like this too.
Yeah, and that's scary as shit.
It's horrific. Imagine being a parent, let's say, and you have a camera set up in your kid's room just to watch them while they're sleeping and make sure they're safe. And someone is hacking that camera to stare at your child in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
or talk to your child through them. That was one we saw too. That was horrific. They can access the actual audio functions of the cameras and speak to people in the households. And some people will literally do that to others just to scare the shit out of them and watch the reaction.
Yeah.
But I remember there was one specifically where this kid had watched this family for days and knew the name of their dog and stuff like that. Just weird shit. Nah, I'm not about it. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it from the article.
You're right though. That's gives me goosebumps. I don't like it.
Yeah, sometimes the horrors of real life are scarier than fiction.
Well, I've got an article for you that also touches on the world of fiction, but with a little humorous twist to it. So we're going to bounce back from the scary. So there is a church, St. Peter's Anglican Church in the northern England town of Shipley, that has been dubbed the Wrestling Church. They are quoted as bringing blood, sweat, and tears, and mostly sweat to the church.
The blood of Christ, sweat, and tears.
But it's the creation of a 37-year-old man named Gareth Thompson who says he was saved by pro wrestling and Jesus and wants others to have that same experience.
Talk about a crossbody block.
God damn it. I guess church attendance across the entire UK has like actually dipped dramatically in the past few years and has been declining for decades. But less than half the people in England and Wales now consider themselves Christian, which is apparently a really big deal over there. And the guy wanted to get in touch with a younger crowd and like take risks and just get creative into bringing more people into the church. And
he's going to call it Apostle Mania.
Oh my God. So there is a wrestler called The Disciple. I can tell you that much.
Fuck, man. Put The Undertaker over there and watch them lose their shit.
Oh my God. Imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin coming in, getting a beer from heaven, just dropping down from the ceiling. Turns into wine.
His finisher is called the Stone Cold Saver instead of the Stutter.
It says that at the recent wrestling church event, almost 200 people, older couples, teenagers, and pierced and tattooed wrestling fans. I don't know why they made a point of saying that and differentiating it. But
because we weird as fuck.
Right. Parents with excited children packed into chairs around a ring erected under the vaulted ceiling of the century-old
Erected.
church. Not a good enough reason to use the word erected in a sentence. It says, after a short homily and prayer for Thomas, it was time for 2 hours of smackdowns, body slams, and flying headbutts. The atmosphere grew cheerfully raucous as fans waved giant foam fingers and hollered, "Knock him out," at participants. Violence! Violence!
Could you imagine if they were just saying nail him the whole time?
Pray, eat, wrestle, repeat. That's the motto of this place. Oh my
Good
God.
old JC Jim Cross at ringside calling the action with Christ the King Lawler.
Honestly, I would go. I would literally just go
Yeah.
just to have that experience.
Yeah, I would too. I can't lie. I would 100% be in attendance for that
Oh
shit.
my goodness. I feel like down here in the South, that'd be like an extra special, just a little something, you know.
I think people would attend down here.
Yeah.
Like that'd be like, well, because if you think about the Bible Belt area of the United States, everybody that was like, well, we couldn't watch it growing up, but this is like body slamming for Christ. We can totally fucking go.
This bit here kills me. It says, I'm mainly here for the wrestling, says 33-year-old Liam Ledger, who wrestles as Flamin' Damon Crow. Sitting in a pungent changing room as wrestlers discussed fight plans, donned knee pads, and laced up their many-holed boots. He says it's a bit surreal when baptisms are held between the bouts.
Did you mention if they have a company name, like, you know, like how WCW was or ECW?
Hold on, let me look a little bit. Kingdom Wrestling. Oh, they actually do have a shirt that says "Pray, Eat, Wrestle, Repeat."
That's fucking great.
I gotta say, I'm looking at one of the female wrestlers here on apnews.com, which is where I found the article. Her outfit's slamming. I actually really like it. It looks Steven Universe-y because it's got like a pink rose on it with a bunch of thorns and swirls. But
Oh, no.
no, I'm impressed. Let's see. Does it say Stephanie Sid, who goes by the stage name Kiara? A lot of the wrestlers have like crosses drawn on their wraps and stuff.
Shawn Michaels did it first.
Oh my God.
I mean, he didn't do it first, but, you know.
There's another quote here that says, "Oh, wrestling and Christianity, they're two fake things in a fake world of their own existence.
God damn it.
If you don't believe in it, of course you will think that of it. But my own personal experience of my Christian faith is that it is alive and living, and it is true." Why did I put such an accent on that when I said it? They're English. Why did I make them sound Southern? Why was that the accent? Why did I even feel the need? What is wrong with me? The wrestling world, if you really believe in it, you believe that it's true, and you can suspend your disbelief. End quote. God, why did I read it like that?
I don't know.
But yeah, that's that. That would be my my other story that I have for you is England's wrestling church.
Well, let's keep it churchy because my headline is, this is literally what it says. It was bacteria, not a miracle, on a communion wafer in an Indiana church.
I already have so many questions.
Morris, Indiana, A laboratory analysis turned up nothing miraculous about red marks found on a communion wafer at a Catholic church in Indiana. The discovery at St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church in Morris was unusual enough for a formal inspection. Oh my God. A biochemical analysis revealed only, quote, fungus and 3 different species of bacteria, all of which are commonly found on human hands, end quote. But they said no blood was found, so the Catholic faith teaches that wine and a bread wafer signify the body and blood of Jesus Christ, in which case they only had a tainted body. I love this. The history of the Catholic Church. There have been well-documented miracles and apparitions, and each has been thoroughly and carefully reviewed. Before the analysis, some members of the church were excited about what might be found. Quote, we have such a little town you can drive through and blink and you're done. It means the world. It does. And I think there's something special about our church up here. Yeah, you got tainted communion wafers at your fucking church there, buddy.
I feel like this is a town that they also burn people for being witches at.
Yeah, probably.
Where did you say this was located?
This is in Indiana.
Ah, well, close enough.
Nothing like a good old Midwestern witch burn.
I like that one. Short, sweet, simple, ridiculous. It's perfect.
Well, I will give you the option. Would you like a cute story or would you like a darkly humored?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to, usually I'd be driven to the dark humor. I want the cute. Give me the cute.
God damn it.
No, you give me the cute right now. You gave me the choice.
I'm doing both of them. Fuck it. This headline cracked me up when I first saw it. Do you remember the one YouTube video where the guy was like cracking up at the potbelly pig named Chris P. Bacon, where he's just like, yes! one potbelly pig. This one fugitive otter captured in Wisconsin and one still missing.
God. Fugitive otter.
Yeah, one of the 2 otters that escaped from a Wisconsin zoo during a snowstorm have been captured while the other one remains missing. The new zoo and adventure park in Green Bay, which previously said otters Ophelia and Louie escaped during a March 20th snowstorm. They said that Ophelia was returned safely.
I just want to remark on the humor of naming an otter that floats on its back in water.
Louis.
Ophelia.
Yeah, yes. That's pretty funny.
I like that.
The search for Louis is still ongoing, they said.
Oh, Louis.
They said,
come home soon.
This is otter breeding season, and we expect that as a male otter. Louis is likely ranging a bit further from home than Ophelia did, but it's still likely that he's not all that far away. I'm sitting here like, that is a very, very, very humorous way to say he's trying to get out there and get his fuck on.
Bro trying to get some and get home. Do you think they have like helicopters with searchlights out looking for this fugitive otter?
That otter is probably back down in water, just floating along, being like, just living his best otter life, man.
Do you think he's the one who broke out and took Ophelia with him as like a kidnapping victim? And then when she wouldn't succumb to his male wiles, he took off in search of another partner?
No, I think what happened was they made a bet. They're like, I bet we can bust out this bitch. And then she got afraid and said, fuck it, I'm going back. And he's like, nah, bitch,
it's cold out here.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll read this next one and then close us out for the evening. The headline reads, a sweet treat loving man granted his dying wish to be buried in a Snickers-inspired coffin.
Oh my God, I saw a picture of this one online this week, as a matter of fact.
He snickered in the face of death, it says. A candy-loving Brit who joked about wanting a Snickers-themed coffin got his dying wish. He was buried in a box modeled after the iconic sweet treat. Paul Broom, who worked as a care assistant at a home for adults with learning disabilities, would often allude to the, quote, peanutty idea to the amazement of friends and family. This fucking coffin looks like a NASCAR car. You know how they just have like all this shit slapped on it, just random fucking stuff. It literally says I'm nuts on the box, like in Snickers font with peanuts plastered all over it.
It reminds me of like one of those weird like toddler beds you get for your kid that are like shaped like race cars. Yeah. I love it though. I'm glad that man, even though he will never get to actually enjoy the confines of his Snickers box, he can still have his Snickers box. Yeah,
that's true. Ah, God, I love it. So they decided to grant his wish, which they felt was the best way to honor his memory. So the bereaved relatives interred the departed in a coffin that was designed to look like a partially unwrapped Snickers bar. It even has the phrase "I'm nuts" painted on the side in an homage to the Brits' zany sense of humor. Oh my fucking God. The Barcophagus.
Barcophagus.
Also featured a Crystal Palace FC logo because Broom, who was originally from South London, was a devoted supporter of the soccer club. During the funeral, the procession passed by Paul's favorite cafe, where friends in custom tribute shirts applauded as he made his final journey in his candy-inspired coffin.
I want to go out in one of them tree pods. Bury me so I can grow myself into a haunted forest. That'd be great.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you want to join me in my haunted soul forest?
Let's become some twigs on a tree somewhere.
I like that. Let's
Sweet.
do that. That sounds peaceful.
Cool.
I really enjoy these little worldwide weird episodes. I hope our listeners do as well. I think they're fun. They're just fun for me.
For past, present, and future episodes of Cult Macabre, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. You can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a rating and leave comments on individual episodes on Spotify. And if you're listening to this episode on our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell for notifications for future episodes, or, leave a like on the video, or maybe leave a comment down below. Any engagement helps. And if you'd like to follow us on any of our social media platforms, all of this information can be found in our Linktree link in the show notes below.
So if you'd like to join us for more of pop culture's dark side, sign the Black Book and join the cult. I'm Lee.
And I'm Richie.
We'll see you next time.